Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Casey and Jeff show. I'm Jeff.
I'm Kasey.
How y'all doing? This is a show where we bring y'all hot rumors, we picks and fantasy football picks, and we talk about football stuff. The rumors, we're gonna get in right into it. The rumors, it's not too many. We all know that the Saints signed Dez Bryant. His second day of practice, he pulled his he tore his Achilles, and so prayers go out to Dez Bryant. Man, hope you have a speedy recovery, and hope this ain't the end of you. I know the Saints said they might sign you back next year, so. The Saints went ahead and signed Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall has been on a lot of teams. I don't know if he still got it, but maybe he can help them out, take the pressure off of Michael Thomas. You want to talk about anything about it, Casey?
Not really. If Brandon Marshall plays the way that he's capable, he definitely can take a lot of pressure off of Thomas. But he's what 33, 34.
I don't know how old he is. He might be around that age.
So yeah, he's been around the league for a while. So that's a kind of we'll wait and see kind of thing, because I know just like running backs start to slow down when they hit 30. I think wide receivers do the same thing too. Same routine, running out, cutting, dodging people, like trying to break tackles, getting tackled. It wears on your body. So we'll see.
Um, Another thing is the Le'Veon Bell. We won't really get into all that. He didn't show up Tuesday, so he's not playing this year. So I know that sucks for the people that had him on fantasy football. Le'Veon Bell, good luck next year getting on a different team. I know they said Big Ben text him and wished him good luck and see if he was going to show up. He didn't text Ben back, so I'm guessing Le'Veon Bell is done with the Steelers. So um, another hot rumor: Cooper Cup from the Rams. He's out for the season. That's a big blow to the Rams. They really wasn't using him Sunday because Woods and the other guy Brooks stepping up, doing good, and they got Todd Gurley. He's a monster back there. He's out. Any other rumors that I know about? Um, Not really. That can. I think that sums it up. So there's a little short rumor week. So oh yeah, Hugh Jackson that used to coach Cleveland. He got a job with Cincinnati Bengals. So uh, good luck, Hugh. Glad you got a job. Jason Garrett's still on the hot seat. He's he still he won Sunday to keep his job. Any other coaches on the hot seat? John Gruden's still losing, but they got 9 more years of him. So John Gruden, yeah. So, but we're gonna get into what shocked us. I always let Casey go first, and he's gonna let you know what games um, really shocked him. And oh, you need this? Okay. And
Okay, first thing that shocked me was Cleveland beating Atlanta. I We both had Atlanta winning that game, but Cleveland was able to run the ball on them, and they were able to pull out the victory. Um, and Atlanta's hard to figure out. I mean, it's like Matt Ryan is a legit quarterback. There's no doubt about it, but there's something wrong with their team, something, because they've just been crazily inconsistent. And because I know I know a family that's one of my regular customers that are related to Ryan Schrader. So it's like so I kind of have a sentimental thing with that. It's like hear what's going on with that. But yeah, so I started to like Atlanta a little bit more. But they've been inconsistent. Um, the the Panthers and the Steelers game shocked me as far as how one sided it was. I thought Pittsburgh would win, but I did not think they'd get destroyed. I didn't think Carolina would get destroyed 52-21. Um, and let's see what other games. Buffalo and the Jets shocked me. Buffalo put it on them. So it was 41-10 at the New York Jets. So I mean that game was crazy. Tennessee crushing New England, even though I'm not sad. Anytime that the Patriots lose, I'm happy because they're there every year, and it's it would be good to see someone else. But let's see, Washington, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay had 470 yards of total offense, and they still lost. They only could put 3 points on the board. So I didn't watch the game or even look at the stats on that, but usually that means there's a lot of turnovers. And we're not talking the one that you can eat like apple and cherry, but they turn the ball over a lot, based on what I know on that. Um, Chicago, not really a surprise, other than I heard that Parkey missed 4 field goals, which that's like, and they still won by 12, so they pretty much dominated that game. And Trubisky has been waking up. I've given him a lot of flack this year because he's been inconsistent, but lately he's been picking it up. Let's see. Not really a surprise. Not really a surprise. Seattle and the Rams was a surprise in how close it was. It's either the Rams. The Rams aren't really. I mean, they're good enough to win, but they're not that dominant good. But Seattle's what they are. I mean, it's like Russell Wilson keeps you in every game. Anytime that you've got him behind center, you got a chance to win. Um, but yeah, let's see here. Dallas, Philly. I watched Jeff's show about getting on the Cowboys, and that would have fired me up. I think the Cowboys watched every last second of that because everything that Jeff addressed, they did. They were more. I watched like the fourth quarter of it, and they were mixing the play calling. It wasn't predictable. They didn't just hand the ball off to Zeke up the middle first, like on first down, and try a pass and try another pass. They were actually passing on first down, setting up second and short. So it was, if they can keep mixing it up, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but we'll call it what it is. They can keep mixing it up. They could find themselves back in the playoff hunts. Um, and the Giants, San Francisco, I picked the Niners, but I really can't really call that a surprise because it was vintage Eli Manning. But that was really all I got. I went through all the games, but yeah, here's Jeff.
What shocked me was, let's say, I'm gonna say Kansas City and Arizona. What shocked me was how Arizona was putting a lot of pressure on Pat Mahomes. Usually, this was, I think, was the first time that um, um, that Kansas City. I don't know if they scored in the 30s. I can't remember.
Yeah, they won 34-23.
Yeah, this is like the first time they
No, no,
didn't
no, no,
really.
no, they didn't. It was 26-14.
Yeah, this is the
Sorry.
time they didn't really score in the 30s. So that might be a blueprint, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever plays Kansas City Chiefs, pressure Pat Mahomes. Um, New England and Tennessee. Tennessee came out and put a spanking on New England. Um, I don't, sometimes these teams, you come out and take a team lightly, think you're going to run all over them, but you end up getting your butt spanked. Tennessee's no joke. They beat Philly, they beat Dallas, and then they turned around and beat um, uh, New England. Another game, Cleveland, Atlanta. Cleveland ran the ball down Atlanta's throat, and I guess um, I guess Matt Ryan was upset. They might try to take it out on Dallas, but who knows? Um, New Orleans putting a whooping on Drew Brees, throwing 4 touchdowns on Cincinnati. What happened to you, Cincinnati? Looked good in the beginning of the season, and now you trending. Another game was Miami and Green Bay. Even though Green Bay won, Aaron Rodgers didn't play his best, but they still a win's a win. Another game, the Giants in San Francisco. This game was they were saying on TV both of these teams should have tied. That way they can have first round pick in the next coming up draft. But the Giants ended up winning because they had to win. The Giants had to win. I know San Francisco had to win, but they won last week, so the Giants had to win. Another Dallas and Philly. Um, Everybody was picking Philly against Dallas. Philly fans was saying they had a casket in the crowd saying we're gonna bury Dallas, and then a bunch of talk that Dallas fans was hopping off the bandwagon, and Philly fans was like, "Well, our fans they stick with us no matter what." Yeah, they stuck with y'all because you ain't won a championship in 57 years, so you just won one. I said, Dallas fans ain't going nowhere. They're gonna be Dallas fans. Some of the Dallas fans were trying to hop on the Saints because Dez, so they was trying to go where Dez was going, but in Dez, I seen Dez's first interview when he was with the Saints, and on his face said, "I'm still a Dallas Cowboy." So, ladies and gentlemen, don't be hopping off bandwagons and going to a different. Stick with your team, no matter what. Uh, you know, hard times are good times. There have been times where everybody's team has been sorry at one point of their career, and they came out of it and maybe went to the playoffs and won the championship. So stick with your team, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I think that's all the rumors. I mean, that's all the things that shocked me. Didn't too much. Jacksonville's still losing. Indianapolis beat them, so that's no surprise. Um, and let's see here. Yep, that's about it. Oakland's still losing. That ain't no surprise. But we're gonna get into these picks. We're gonna start with Thursday's game. Green Bay at Seattle. And the question of the day, Casey, who you got?
Yeah, got Seattle on this one. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think is going to have 2 bad games in a row, but he's feeling the loss of Jordy Nelson because Jordy Nelson, Jeff and I talk all the time about how everybody has their bread and butter. Denver in their Super Bowl years, John Elway's bread and butter was Shannon Sharp. You look at in Dallas's heyday, it was either Emmett Smith or Michael Irvin. You look at even modern, like even more modern, Tony Romo's was Jason Witten. Aaron Rodgers' bread and butter was Jordy Nelson, and he's not. He's missing Jordy. Now, granted, yeah, all professionals know. Okay, life goes on. You make the most of what you got. Aaron Rodgers has done a good job of that, but you can just see his numbers are not. He's having to throw to no-name receivers except for Randall Cobb and Devontae Adams. but Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. He's still got Tyler Lockett. He's still got what Doug Baldwin. Even though I think is he out for the season or is he?
He's
Or
still
is he?
playing, but
He's still
he's
playing.
still nicked up.
But he's got he's got players that he can throw to. Jimmy Graham was only there for a couple years, so he doesn't, so he can adjust without him. But Russell Wilson is going to keep him in every game, and I personally think what's going to happen is Russell's going to throw a late touchdown or lead his team down the field for a game-winning field goal, and the Seahawks win.
Um, I'm a penny back off of that and go with Seattle too. I just think Seattle, um, their defense is playing up to par and they can run the ball. Like I told Casey earlier, Seattle could run the ball, and then Green Bay, something that's not right in Green Bay. Now, if this was a home game, I would pick Green Bay to beat Seattle.
Me too.
But since they're on the road, they don't play too well on the road, Green Bay, so I'm going Seattle. Our next game is going to be Carolina at Detroit. And I'm just to ask Casey who he got here in a minute. And Casey, who you got?
I got Carolina in this one. I think even though Detroit's offense is looking better, but Carolina's still got a pretty solid defense and still got Cam Newton. So I got Carolina probably by a touchdown.
I'm going Carolina too. I think Detroit, you gotta be very, very, very scared. Detroit, Cam coming off a bad loss. I mean, against Pittsburgh, Big Ben threw 5 touchdown passes against that defense. So be careful what you wish for. So Carolina's coming. I got Carolina, and I'm going with Cam Newton, aka Superman. Um, Next game is a battle of two teams that's been struggling for the last couple of weeks. We got Cincinnati at Baltimore. And Casey, who you got?
I got Baltimore simply because it's at home. Andy Dalton's been kind of declining. He started out red hot, and now he's gotten cold. And Baltimore's defense is pretty solid. Um, and I don't see it being like a 34-31 game. Like maybe see like 27-20. But I know some of you are like, yeah, you guys like it's that's still relatively high scoring. Well, somewhat. But anyway, I got Baltimore winning this one.
I'm going Baltimore too. Um, both teams in desperate of a win, but it's at home, Baltimore. And if Joe Flacco, mark my words, if he don't play good in this game, don't be shocked if the rookie um, from Louisville take his spot. So I can't think of his name right now, right, ladies and gentlemen. But don't be shocked if the rookie don't take his spot. So I got Baltimore. Um, the next game is Dallas at Atlanta. This is a revenge game. Atlanta, they it was Zeke's first game suspended last year, and they sacked um, Dak Prescott 8 times because Tyron Smith got hurt and Sean Lee got hurt. This year, Sean Lee don't matter because he's been hurt almost all year, but they still been winning without him. They got the tackling Dutchman that replaced Sean Lee. So, um, Casey, who you got?
Personally, this game was a hard game to pick. I was telling Jeff over Facebook the other day I'm picking Dallas,
Mm.
but I got to think, and then he got to telling me about Atlanta. Atlanta's probably going to take it out on Dallas as far as offense because of because of having a bad game against Cleveland. But that leads me to wonder: can Atlanta stop Zeke Elliott? And there ain't too many people who can stop Zeke Elliott. Let's just be honest. When Dallas, if Dallas can mix the ball, mix up the playbook like what they did last week, um, Zeke Elliott can definitely be a lot more effective. If they go back to what they did before, then Atlanta would win. But I think as long as Jason Garrett is a play caller, I think Dallas is going to win this game. Not by a lot, but by maybe a field goal to a touchdown.
I was looking at this game too, and I was kind of struggling with it because I'm a Cowboys fan. I got my Cowboys hat on. I was looking at it. I said Atlanta's wide receivers are better than Philly's wide receivers. They got Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, um, and Sanu. And then I was looking at Dallas defense. Dallas defense is better than it was last year and a few years ago. And then I started looking at who can run the ball better, um, Zeke or Atlanta. And how Cleveland beat Atlanta was they ran the ball on them with I think it's Chubbs. His name is. He's a
Mm-hmm.
rookie. Came out of Georgia. And then Zeke can run the ball on Atlanta. And then also um, with Amari Cooper, he's opening up a lot of things. If he's get double coverage, then Cole Beasley and Michael Gallup and Hearns can get open. So I was thinking this is a revenge tour, and I'm gonna go. I'm leaning towards the Cowboys by a field goal. That's if their field goal kicker can make a field goal. He missed. He missed last Sunday. He missed a field goal.
And another thing, guys, on that is if Dallas can avoid the turnover because the thing is, I mean, Dak Prescott is not as dangerous with extra possessions, sadly, as what Matt Ryan is. You give Matt Ryan extra possessions, he's going to eat you up. So Dallas has got to keep the turnovers under two in order to win this game.
So yeah, I'm going Dallas in this game. I was gonna pick Atlanta, but I'm going Dallas. I think Dallas they get on the roll. Now the next few games are hard. You got this game, and they got Washington come in, and then Philly come to Dallas, and then New Orleans. So it's gonna get tougher for them before they get to the, I wouldn't say cupcake games, but because anybody can win on any given Sunday, but till they get to the kind of easiest part of the schedule. Um, Next game we got Houston at Washington. Now Houston's coming off a bye. They're on a 6 game win streak. Washington is winning the division and pretty much lost. Washington has lost their whole starting offensive line. So and they beat a they beat a I say a bad team. I say Tampa Bay is a bad team last week, but Houston's pretty good offense and defense. Casey, who you got?
I got the Texans in this. Because like with the banged up offensive line, and you're dealing with J.J. Watt and Clowney, they're gonna have trouble. Because J.J. Watt, even with a good offensive line, still finds a ways to get to the quarterback. He's just that good. But uh, but yeah, the Washington's biggest thing is if Adrian Peterson can have a good game, I think this game could be pretty competitive. But if you're putting the ball on the shoulders of Alex Smith, he's not gonna lose you the game, but he's not gonna do anything spectacular to help your cause. So and Deshaun Watson will. I think he's he's a pretty exciting quarterback, and I think they're starting to pick up their stride. I think they'll win this game.
I'm gonna go Houston too. I just think we call him check down Alex. Check down Alex. He's not gonna cost you the game, but he's not gonna do anything to help you win the game. Uh, and that meaning going chunking it downfield like Deshaun Watson can. Um, Last week, Adrian Peterson didn't have that many yards. I think he had like less than 50 yards rushing. It'll probably be less this week too. But I see Houston going on winning 7 games, so I got Houston. And then we got this game got switched to Sunday night, so I'm just gonna go ahead and call it out right now. Minnesota and Chicago. Who you got, Casey?
The Bears. No, the reason I got the Bears is Minnesota. Yes, they are. This actually we'll back up and say this game's a must win for both. Um, we've talked about how lately Minnesota that Chicago has a chance to prove that they belong in this division race. Tonight, the Sunday night is a game to prove it. Um, because if Minnesota wins this game, Minnesota wins the division. But I mean Kirk Cousins, call it what it is. Kirk Cousins versus Khalil Mack in that defense, they're going to force turnovers. And I think and Trubisky has been playing a lot better. I've given him a lot of flack this year because he hadn't came into his own yet. But he's been playing. I wonder if he watches this show and just doesn't make any comments. But but yeah, he's been playing a whole lot better. And as long as he plays within himself, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, the Bears are going to win this game. So I'm picking Chicago.
I'm going Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. Minnesota's coming off a bye, so I know they're full strength, and I think their defense can get to Mitch Trubisky, well as I think Chicago's defense can get to Cousins. But I think first Cousin is gonna pull it out and beat the Bears. I think it's about time for the Bears to lose. So I got first Cousins beating Mitch Trubisky. So I got Minnesota in this game for our first difference. Um, then we got Philly coming off a tough loss at New Orleans. Philly's secondary is all banged up, and they got a couple guys all banged up. The defense kind of banged up. The offensive line is pretty banged up. Uh, and New Orleans, Drew Brees was running high and feeling the breeze, and they don't want they don't want I guess 8 games in a row. I think it's 8 games in a
Mm-hmm.
row. So Casey, who you got?
All right, let me ask Eagles fans something. Can you guys beat the Saints? The 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 uh, the first letter of New Orleans answers your question. No, because the Saints got too many weapons. Drew Brees is playing his probably his best football of his career, and he's got a good run game. He's throwing the ball downfield, making plays. Now, and also too, the Eagles are not the Eagles. They're Jeff and I were talking about that earlier about how like they just don't have that swag. They don't have that mentality of this is our year. They won the Super Bowl last year and they kind of adopted. Okay, been there, done that. It's hard to stay motivated. And we were talking also about how it's like so hard in to win back to back Super Bowls, and especially in the salary cap era, nobody has won a Super Bowl in the salary, like back to back salary cap era. Because I think the last one to win back to back was New England in what 03 04. But so yeah, Philly doesn't look even like a playoff team, and they're going to be putting salt in their wounds on Sunday because they're going to leave New Orleans 4-6. So I got the Saints.
I'm going Saints too. If you look at it, ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles, they got a tough road ahead of them. They have the Saints, they have the Rams, they have the Cowboys again, they have the Giants, then they have Washington twice. So their schedule is pretty hard. Washington has a hard schedule too. Dallas got the pretty much soft schedule. So Dallas by default could back their way up into the playoffs at 9-7 and win that division. So just letting you guys know that because Dallas got the soft schedule, Eagles got the hard schedule in the division, and then second in the division with the hard schedule is Washington. So you look at it, Dallas could win this division, guys. If Dallas can win this game, they could be what 10, is that 10-5? 10-5, right?
They'd be five. They'd be 5-5.
I mean, like if the like rest of the way, would
They'd
it
be
be
11
10?
and 5.
11-5, yeah, 11-5. I still think New Orleans probably beat them. So, but that's later down the road. But I still think they can beat New Orleans. So, it's any given Sunday. But yeah, like, I'm going with New Orleans in this game. We already done talking about Dallas, but yeah, I got New Orleans in this game. Uh, the next game is shake my head game. Tampa Bay against the Giants. And the Giants coming off a win Monday. Tampa Bay coming off where they rushed for a lot of yards and passed for a lot of yards, and they still didn't get the win. Um, and Eli Manning, he had a 3 touchdown game, but he only passed for 188 yards. So, Kasey, who you got?
This one I got to thinking about. I was like, yeah, you have those moments where you don't put two and two together, and your first pick is really a heart pick. Picked. Think originally I picked the Giants in this one, but then I got to think. I was like, Tampa Bay had 470 yards against Washington last week, and they still lost. Washington has a lot to play for versus the Giants. Well, now the Giants are what 2-7, so dare I say, if they win out, they could be 9-7. But like Jeff's got this look of he did not tell me, he did not just say that. No, but realistically, will that happen? No. And I think Fitzpatrick he's not a third stringer. He's a very capable starter. I got Tampa Bay going into New York and winning this game.
Giants fans, did y'all like that win last week? Of course you did. You ain't gonna like this win this week because you ain't gonna win. So I got Tampa Bay beating the Giants. I just think it's time for Eli Manning to shut it down or go play in Jacksonville. That's where I think he's gonna land at in Jacksonville next year. So I think they're gonna cut ties with Blake Bortles, or they just gonna bring in Eli Manning and have Blake Bortles be his backup. But yeah, I got the Tampa Bay in this one. I think Tampa Bay can um, put some points on the board and beat the Giants. Next game, we got those feisty Tennessee Titans against Indianapolis. Now Tennessee's coming in a 2-game win streak, and Indianapolis is coming against in a 3-game win streak. But Indianapolis haven't been playing nobody with any good record, so This game is a division game, and Tennessee is number one in scoring defense, or number one in defense. Period. And Indianapolis, they okay, but like I said, they haven't been playing anybody good. So Casey, who you got? Do you got that Tennessee whiskey, or you got that Indiana Pacer magic that Andrew Luck is bringing? Change it up on
They're more likely going to need a pacemaker because they're going to be
you.
tired. But no, I I got Tennessee in this one. I like Indianapolis better because I like Andrew Luck. I used to not like him when he came out. I didn't think he was worth all the hype, but he's as good of a guy. Actually, he's a better guy than he is a quarterback. He's a class act, but class act ain't gonna help you with the Titans defense. I think Titans win probably like 24-20.
I got that Tennessee whiskey. Yeah, I got Tennessee in this game. Tennessee's defense is good. I mean, they might give Houston some problems. So we'll have to see that AFC South is gonna come down to the wire. Yeah, I got Tennessee. Like I said, I think they're gonna win. New Indianapolis haven't been playing anybody good. You think they played Jacksonville last week, and then they they played the week before that. I think they were on a bye, and then the week before that they played Oakland. So Oakland ain't nothing. So yeah, I got Tennessee. Next game is another division game. We got Casey's Denver Broncos against the LA Chargers. Um, LA Chargers is still they on the road. I think they won six straight. Denver, they coming off a bye, trying to get healthy. Remember they let go. Um, uh, was it
Demarius Thompson.
Demarius Thompson? And so they were feeling the burn last week because they had to play the team that picked him up, Houston. So it seemed like he didn't give them their offensive plays because it was kind of like a tight game for a little bit, and then Houston ended up beating them. But Casey, who you got, Denver or the Chargers?
You had to bring up Elway's boneheaded move. No, no, I'm messing with it. But no, I I was hearing someone say, mark my words that there's a newcomer that like he's gonna have a good rest of the season for him. I forget who they were talking about. It was a different guy than what Jeff was mentioning a couple weeks ago. But but I Philip Rivers has been playing lights out. He's gotten it together, and he's like the Chargers are right with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're as much talk as people are having about see the Chiefs. Yeah, they're good, but you got to watch out. The Chargers have a defense, and Philip Rivers is he's an elite quarterback. I will put it that. He's always up there, but I think Denver Denver will probably put up a fight for the first half, but but the Chargers just got too many weapons. I think the Chargers are going to win this game.
I'm going with the Chargers too. Chargers just got that run game is good. That defense is good. Philip Rivers has been playing good. I didn't know Philip Rivers was in the league. I know he was Drew Brees' backup, so um, uh, I got the Chargers. I think the Chargers will beat Denver. I know Case Keenum ain't really been doing nothing this year. He looked good. I think it was just the system that Case Keenum was in. That's the reason why he was so good. And then Minnesota, they had a good defense. So if they kept him in the game, as long as he had to do was score touchdowns. So I got the L.A. Chargers. Next game we got it don't matter. You can take a nap or you can do laundry. You can go grocery shopping on this game because it ain't gonna matter. We got the Oakland Raiders at the Arizona Cardinals, and that's why I say you get to take a nap, go grocery shopping, do laundry, or you can uh, go down the street, play a pickup game of football, or basketball, and come back. It ain't gonna matter. Casey, who you got?
A line from the movie Angels in the Outfield comes to mind here when the when Roger and JP are watching the Angels game. It's like, boy, they're bad. That's pretty much the same. That's pretty much the way things are looking with both Oakland and Arizona. Oakland, John Gruden probably has a he probably knows what he's doing, even though it's like Raiders fans are probably using expletives. What the are you doing? You got rid of Khalil Mack. You got rid of Amari Cooper. You and now it's like and the picks you're counting on to rebuild with. The Bears are having a better year than what anticipated, and I don't know what other teams you trade with. Yeah, Dallas. They're probably going to finish better than people anticipated. So you're probably going to get a mid to late round, not an early round as you were hoping. So you're like, yeah, it's starting to look bad. Your decisions are you're putting your decisions in the hand of other teams, what other teams do. But so things may not turn out the way you think it's going to go. But as for this game, Oakland, Arizona, both offenses suck. both both defenses. Arizona has the better defense. So yeah, we'll say Arizona wins this game, and that's all I have to say about that.
I hate to break it to you, Oakland, that this year's this year's draft class is going to be all defense. There's no good quarterbacks coming out. That kid from Alabama's he's in there for another year. The only good quarterbacks coming out is the kid from Oregon. That's about it. He's 6'6". So this is going to be a defensive class draft. So if you want to get your defense better, they said defense win championships. So does offenses. But I'm going Arizona. Uh, Casey already marked it down. He already knew what I was doing. I was saying it anyway. So he read my mind. I guess great minds think alike. So I'm going Arizona. Like I said, Arizona's defense, I watched them play Kansas City and their defense looked pretty good. So imagine what they're gonna do. Sorry, Oakland. So I guess Carr get ready to get sacked pretty much half the game. So, but yeah, I'm going Arizona. Make a long story short. And then we have it's not the Sunday night game because Minnesota and Chicago's a Sunday night game. They switched it with this game. We got Pittsburgh at struggling Jacksonville. Um, Jacksonville is struggling. Pittsburgh is on the road. They're doing it without Le'Veon Bell. So Connor went in concussion protocol last week. So maybe he'll play, maybe he won't. But we got Pittsburgh at Jacksonville and Casey, man. Who you got? Like I always say.
It used to be called Saxonville, but yeah, this they probably put this game on prime time originally because they thought that it was going to be another prime time matchup. But Jacksonville's been struggling, so now they've still got a pretty solid defense. But this year, I think the Killer Bees, well, minus Bell, um, it's a BBS show. Um, but because Bell, Brown, and Smith Schuster. But yeah, I got Pittsburgh in this one, but this one it would not surprise me if Jacksonville pulls something out and wins this. But I've got Pittsburgh.
Uh, I know Pittsburgh want to win this game because they're tired of getting beat up by Jacksonville. I got Pittsburgh, but I wouldn't be surprised, like Casey said, if Jacksonville pulled a rabbit out the hat and beat these clowns. But Steelers just too strong. Yeah, Steelers just too strong for Jacksonville. But Jackson, if whoever what team knows how to beat Jacksonville, Pittsburgh is Jacksonville because they beat them in the playoffs last year and they beat them. Um, I think the year before that, and they beat them last year. So we'll see what happens. Then we got the game of the week. It's gonna be could be a Super Bowl matchup. We don't know. Hopefully it's not because if I couldn't stand if the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl. These Chiefs fans, if Philly, the Philly fans, just imagine the Chiefs fans. Oh my God! But anyway, know how we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Rams. It was supposed to be in Mexico City. Now they moved it to LA, so that gives the Rams a little advantage. Maybe, maybe not. But we got two high-powered offenses versus each other. Casey, man, everybody's mind, man. Who you got?
I originally was thinking Kansas City, but I got to thinking about about how Wade Phillips is the defensive coordinator for the Rams, and I did not like him as a head coach when he was with Denver because Denver was not very good then. But he is a genius defensively. And and it's like I think it was him. He was the defensive coordinator when the Broncos won the Super Bowl. Correct?
Uh, Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so he knows how to make the most of defenses. And while I don't think this is going to be a defensive game. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in this one. But really, what it's going to come down to is Andy Reid likes to throw the ball, and the thing is unless Kareem Hunt rushes for 100 to 150 yards, the Rams pass rush is going to get to Mahomes. Um, and then you got Todd Gurley. Now the Chiefs are going to have to stop Todd Gurley, or or they're in trouble. I I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. But I think it's going to be kind of similar to that of Chiefs versus New England. Um, I I got the Rams because the Rams just got a little bit better defense.
I'm going to Rams too. And ladies and gentlemen, he's not going to tell you, but I talked him into getting the Rams. Oh,
Yeah, he reminded me. He reminded me of it, so I will give him credit where credit is due. We see that's one thing too, where we're both competitors to the core, but I've talked to him. He's changed his mind when I've talked about a game. It's like and then he's changed my mind when it comes when he's talking about a game. We're just like we're just thinking about yeah, that's true. So yeah, he did talk me into it on that one.
yeah, I'm going Rams. I still think Pat Mahomes can score some points on that Rams defense, and the Rams. Oh man, that Todd Gurley's a beast. I think he's the best back in the NFL right now. I mean, I love Zeke, and Zeke got my heart on. But right now, Zeke ain't the Dallas offensive line wasn't doing good in the first couple games. They just got back good this game against Philly, but uh, through these 10 weeks. Todd Gurley has been, I say he's probably been number three in the MVP vote because I know right now it has to be out of Pat Mahomes and Drew Brees MVP. So Drew Brees breaking records and Pat Mahomes is set to throw 45 to 50 touchdowns this year. So I think he already got 26 touchdowns or 27 touchdowns. And he's on pace to throw either 45 or 50. Drew Brees is on pace, breaking all kind of records. So, but yeah, I got the Rams, ladies and gentlemen, and that's our picks. Uh, Fantasy football. KC smack lay down. He's got curse one. Uh, Jared, the Vipers got Killer KC. Me, time to play the game. I got Chiefs Kingdom. We playing for second place. Me and him is on a 2 games losing streak, so one of us has to win. I know he's looking to try to beat me, and I'm really looking forward trying to beat him. I split 1-1 with him. I think Casey is 1-1 with Curse One. Curse One for life. Yeah, I think you guys split. Um, I think Killer KC is 2-0 against Jarrett. Um, but that's the fantasy football. Good luck to you, gentlemen, this Sunday on the fantasy football. Uh, like I say, should be some good games this week. The game of the week is going to be Kansas City and LA, two high power offense. Uh, uh, Thank y'all for watching the show. I'm Jeff. Always go out on a good note. Um, the playoffs is coming up soon, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a good football season, strange football season, and a football season where it's anybody could win the Super Bowl. New England's not looking too good. Kansas City's looking all right now, but wait till the playoffs. The Rams could clinch their division early this week if Seattle loses, but I don't think Seattle's going to lose to Green Bay. But I'm guessing if the Rams beat Kansas City, they might have to wait till next week to clinch their division. But the Rams could clinch their division, guys. Look for that. But God bless you guys. Peace. I'm out. And Casey, always leave him with the last word, and he's gonna give it to you. Take care, guys.
Okay, on the fantasy football thing, I was thinking actually about how it's like the teams that are on the verge of clinching their division, and really, I mean, it's like what I mean, like the Rams are on the verge of clinching their division. They but you look at two, they still got the Saints on their tail as far as like home field, and when you've got the Rams versus the Saints, home field does matter because the Saints are a much different team at home than what they are on the road. Now, granted, they haven't lost a game on the road this year, but you certainly would rather be in LA if you're the Rams facing the Saints than going to New Orleans. So they're probably gonna be a lot of matchups that you're gonna see teams play to the end. So you're probably not going to see too many stars that are like teams that are sitting their stars week 16 and 17 like we've had in the past. Um, and I was thinking actually a minute ago that we could actually have a 12-4 team going to the wild card because the Chiefs could end up they could end up possibly with two losses going into this week. Maybe they'll only have one. That's why they play the game. But then the Chargers right now have only lost two. So so it depends on who wins the Chargers Chiefs in a few weeks at Arrowhead. You could have maybe even a three-loss team in a wild card. Which I mean, so really it's pretty wide open. Teams are like that it's taken shape for the playoffs. But as far as hopefully I win my fantasy this week. But as far as this show goes, I say every week that if you make a comment on this show, we encourage it, but please be respectful about it. We encourage disagreement. It's like because it's a prediction show. Both of us could be wrong, and as it sits right now, I don't have the records with me, but I know we're both like 30 or 40 games over 500. But because we both, I mean, I was with 8-6 last week, and he was 9-5. So you look at, I mean, we all have our good weeks, and we all have our not so good weeks. So be respectful and have fun with it. And other than that, God bless. You guys have a good week, and we'll be here. What Monday?
Monday.
Monday afternoon. I'm thinking. Yeah, we haven't decided a time yet, so it'll be Monday after
2 o'clock.
So you would about 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be on air Monday at 2. So hopefully we'll see you then. Have a good weekend.
See you guys.